I need some of what bro smoking. Did he just say what I think he just said? He said LeBron James and the Miami Heat, there wasn't a big three? Scooby? Like, what are we talking about, bro? That was definitely a big three. LeBron, Dwayne, and Chris Bosh? Like, what are we even talking about? My brother lost all his damn marbles. Somebody go check on him, take him to the hospital, make sure all his brain cells working actively. Cause something wrong with bro, for real. What the hell is he talking about? What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Damo Love Sportsman, and I'm back again with another reaction video, man. And today we got we got the GOAT back in this thing, man. We got Michael Jordan back in the office, man. And today we finna be reacting to Michael Jordan has broken Clutch Sports. This has been trending everywhere, man. I had to lock in this one, had to tap into this. You know what I'm saying? If you're new to the channel, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, man. If you love sports, this is the place for you. Make sure y'all smash that like button, man. Beat that like button up with that three-piece combo, Mike Tyson style, man, with that leg thigh and that biscuit for your boy. But let's see what this video talking about, man. Let's get right into it. Yes, sir.
Quote from the longtime agent of Jordan saying, I really liked LeBron, but I think if Jordan had cherry-picked what teams he wanted to be on and two other superstars, he would have won 15 championships.
I just thought that was very unfair and a little beneath David Falk for a number of reasons. And so we can't have revisionist history, and we all want to.
I know that ain't who I think it is.
But, you know, the big three thing has never really worked. And you say, well, what happened in Miami? That wasn't really a big three. Again, the cherry pick.
I need some of what bro smoking. Did he just say what I think he just said? He said LeBron James and the Miami Heat, there wasn't a big three? Scooby? Like, what are we talking about, bro? That was definitely a big three. LeBron, Dwayne, and Chris Bosh? Like, what are we even talking about? My brother lost all his damn marbles. Somebody go check on him, take him to the hospital, make sure all his brain cells working actively. Cause something wrong with bro, for real. What the hell is he talking about?
I've discussed that. The two other superstars. Michael never had to leave.
That's the whole point.
This stuff is hard. And you got to stay together if you got the guts, and you don't find the first door and run out of it.
When it comes to NBA fans, one thing that's universally admired and respected is a superstar player spend their entire prime with one franchise. Being with that franchise, they take them from a mid-tier team, a pretty good team, to a championship team. Looking at the vast majority of NBA superstars, that's how it's always been done. The 1980s, Magic and Bird. The 90s, of course, you had Jordan. The 2000s, Kobe and Duncan. Then in the 2010s, 2020s, guys like Curry, Jokic, as well as Giannis. Players who opt for that route to win championships, in the end, they get much more respect. As guys like Kevin Durant, LeBron James, Kawhi Leonard, and James Harden, to name a few, are essentially mercenaries hunting for titles on super teams and cherry-picking their own rosters.
Quote from the longtime agent of Jordan saying, I really liked LeBron, but I think if Jordan had cherry-picked what teams he wanted to be on and two other superstars, he would have won 15 championships.
Correct!
Now look, did Falk saying Jordan could have 15 championships if he cherry-picked rosters, jumped ship, and really meddled in the front office? That might be stretching it. But the thing is, Falk's overall point, it still rings true. For a guy like Jordan who had 6 championships, there were still opportunities here and there to add to that total with cheap rings. And even looking at 1990 pre-Jordan's championships, he could have jumped ship after numerous failures versus the bad boy Pistons.
You know, I'm disappointed, because I wanted to go further. But I got to accept the season that we played. We had a good season. We got this far. We got to look forward to next season. That's the only thing we can do.
I'm not leaving. I'm not fucking leaving!
Michael Jordan in 1990 and LeBron James in 2010, they were in eerily similar spots. But a guy like Jordan stuck it out, stayed with the team. LeBron James jumped ship, said, I'll take the easy way.
Move this man!
And I ain't gonna lie, that is facts, bro. And that is why I do have a tad bit more respect for Michael Jordan. And other people like Larry Bird as well, bro. They stayed down. You feel me?
If Jordan could just jump ship here and there whenever he wanted to, recycle rosters, trade certain players, get younger players in, older players out, he could have gotten 7, 8, 9, heck, even 10 championships.
I agree.
But if Jordan did that, his overall legacy would be looked at a lot different. For guys like LeBron, KD, Kawhi, the modern day superstar players who jump ship so often, that's how we should look at them. Yes, their rings count, but it's a tad bit different. And even looking at LeBron himself, he admits it openly. If he didn't join the Big Three Heat, he would have 2 less championships.
To show how dominant he would have been in Miami, saying, damn right, I still would be. I'm chosen. Ain't nothing changing that. Maybe less rings.
What did you just say?
Nothing changing that. Maybe less rings.
LeBron, I'm not so sure. Had you not gone to Miami, how do I make a compelling case? And I can argue any case before the Supreme Court. How do I make a case that he's a top 5 player if he doesn't go to Miami?
So that right there is LeBron's biggest cheerleader to Shannon Sharpe, saying what everyone knows. LeBron James' path to winning championships, he needed the Heat and he needed to form super teams. The exact same thing with Kevin Durant. For someone like Jordan, he didn't need that and he didn't do that. That's why his path to his rings is 10 times more impressive. And looking back at David Falk's comments, the one guy who got really upset, really rattled by the truth, was indeed Rich Paul, LeBron's right-hand stooge.
David Falk said something the other day about LeBron cherry picking. I just thought that was very unfair and a little beneath David Falk for a number of reasons. And so we can't have revisionist history, and we all want to just determine who's the GOAT and who's the best.
I know that ain't who I think it is.
We can't have revisionist history.
Flashback.
The Big Three thing has never really worked, and you say, well, what happened in Miami? That wasn't really a Big Three.
Now, stopping that right there very, very quickly, Rich Paul in this clip, just super, super ironic. He wants fans, media members, David Falk, to stop revising history. In case you guys missed it, Rich Paul just a couple of weeks ago said LeBron's Big Three Heat, they weren't a super team. If anyone's revising history, it's Rich Paul, LeBron James, and the entire Clutch Sports enterprise.
And again, when you look at that, right, again, the cherry pick, I've discussed that. The 2 other superstars, Michael never had to leave. Michael never had to leave. Michael's never been the underdog in any finals. Not one time.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
So stopping Rich Paul right there, being the lead LeBron spokesman, the lead LeBron whisperer, this guy is just terrible at his job. In response to David Falk's comments calling out LeBron James or cherry-picking teams, what does this guy do off the jump? He says verbatim, Michael never had to leave. Rich Paul, who are you arguing for? Are you pro-LeBron or pro-Jordan? Because that right there ends the entire debate. Yes, Michael Jordan never had to leave. LeBron left not once, twice, but 3 separate times, and still has 4 championships to MJ's 6. Now, Rich Paul having that self-owned...
Okay. Now, hold on now. Y'all hear me out. Do y'all, and this, I'm going to try to answer this in the comments truthfully, however you think it. Do y'all think that some of that blame for LeBron leaving goes on the Cavaliers organization as a whole, as to not fulfilling his needs as building the right roster around him? I'm just asking, do y'all think that? Or do y'all think that? Like, do y'all think the Cavs failed LeBron to build a team around him and that's why he left? Or y'all just flat out think, nah, he should have just stuck it out no matter what it was, and he should have just stayed there? Y'all let me know what y'all think. But I personally think, I feel like yeah, he should have stayed. I ain't gonna lie, because it's a difference between joining a team that you feel like has better pieces around you, rather than joining teams that has superstardom, and you know if you join that damn team, it's gonna be damn near like a damn all-star game. That's how I look at it, you know. But y'all let me know y'all opinions, man. Like I told y'all, this comes from a LeBron fan, and throughout all my videos, I tell y'all this every single time. Ain't no biasness this way, my boy. I'm gonna call it how I see it, and how I see it is that. And LeBron James did kind of start the little super team thing, man. He did. When he went and joined D Wade in Miami, he did, though. I can't even sit up here and cap to y'all, man. He did. I feel like if he could have stayed with Cleveland, or even if he wanted to leave Cleveland, even if you know what I'm saying, the organization wasn't fulfilling his needs and getting him the right players to surround him, even if that was the case, why go to a team that you know if you join it, it's gonna be damn near like a super team, and you know you're gonna get a ring? It's damn near like inevitable. It's the same. It's the same thing with Kevin Durant. Same situation. What makes his worse is that he just went to a team that actually beat him out the playoffs. That's what makes his worse. And the team was significantly better. If I said that word right, y'all know my vocabulary be kind of ass sometimes. But yeah, you know, that's the difference. That's why Kevin Durant's situation is worse. But in our reality, they both damn near did the same thing. You know? Y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think, though. What's y'all thoughts on that?
He actually kind of catches himself, stops for a second. The gears are turning, says, I have to pivot, change my tactics, get a new argument. And what does he go to right away? A classic LeBron fan line. Well, you know, Mike in the finals was never the underdog.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
And to add one thing there very quickly about being favored versus being the underdogs, I mean, there's pressure on both those teams. But honestly, being the favorite, much more pressure on you to get the job done. And looking at Jordan, when he was favored, had the higher seed, he was a perfect 24-0. LeBron James, his career, has lost 5 times with home court advantage. So saying Jordan was never the underdog, always the favorite, honestly means nothing. As looking at LeBron's career, even the NBA Finals has lost when favored.
An unlikely playoff run capped off.
And one more thing, though, I'm trying not to pause too much, but and one more thing, though, bro, and to go back in, like, well, to add on to what bro is saying, being the underdog, like he said, being the underdog, actually, I feel like being the favorite is actually more impressive because, damn it, we know how good Michael Jordan is. You know what I'm saying? He was the best player. That's how you just defining how great he was by saying that he was never the underdog. It was never a time you seen Michael Jordan go against somebody and you thought that he wasn't better than them. You see what I'm saying? So that's kind of like, that's why the underdog and the favorites is kind of like, it's a reason why they the favorites. So you got to give them credit for being the favorites. That just shows you how damn good Michael Jordan was. Hey, man, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm just keeping it real, bro.
Dallas upsetting LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and the favored Miami Heat.
You lose! Good day, sir!
When looking at MJ's Bulls, one of the biggest problems I have with people nowadays, they just say this team, you know, they had 6 championships in the bag that were guaranteed a surefire hit. This Bulls team 1990, we didn't know what they'd be. And looking at 1991, that year's NBA Finals, yes, the Bulls technically were favored, but saying they were guaranteed to win it, they were going to waltz the championship, that in the moment isn't what anyone thought.
But it's Magic and Worthy and all the experience, and who are these guys? I predict the Bulls are going to win in 5, and there's just this outrage in the media, sort of how dare you? It's an insult to the Lakers. Who are these guys?
The Chicago Bulls' domination of this series has to be considered a major surprise.
There was all these unwritten rules in sports, and the unwritten rule is sort of you got to get to the finals and lose before you can win. And so now it was Portland's turn. They had gone to the finals, lost to Detroit, and now it's their turn.
I think it was a combination of things. I'm not quite sure that everyone gave the Bulls the credit they deserved throughout the season. I think everyone felt the balance of power was in the West this year, that Portland, in fact, was the best team, and when the Lakers got by them, that the Lakers then were just going to put the Bulls away.
We can't have revisionist history.
So once again, someone like Rich Paul revising history for Michael Jordan, as Sam Smith right there had a very good pulse on the Bulls, as was the entire NBA in 1991. And according to him, Mike Fratello, really the entire NBA consensus, the Bulls in 91 were a very good team, but on a surefire hit to win the title. Even looking at 1993, the Bulls, coming off 2 straight championships, being fatigued, lagging, winning 3 straight titles is a very tall task. And playing Phoenix that series, it was dead even. Then 1998, an even harder three-peat. The Bulls, yes, fatigued, they were tired, had won 2 straight titles. But at this point, they were also old. MJ winning 98 and 93, and heck, even 91, those series going into it, it was a toss-up. And if you want to say Jordan's Bulls were the favorite, I mean, honestly, I kind of believe you. They had Michael Jordan, the guy in the finals, did not lose. Exactly. When you have LeBron James 2012 playing the Thunder, a young KD, young Westbrook, even younger Harden, and they're not favored to win that series, ask yourself, why is that? Because LeBron James 4 straight years had choked in the NBA playoffs. If LeBron hadn't folded versus Dallas in 2011 at 2012 finals, they'd have been easily favored. So right here, Jordan in a very weird way, being penalized for being too good, whereas LeBron James kind of given a cushion and booster seat for failing numerous times leading up to that year's finals.
Michael never had a 24-hour, 365 news cycle. He never had shows built strictly to criticize him. People made millions of dollars criticizing LeBron James. That was their entire job. And when you talk about the difficulty of it all, Michael played for Dean Smith, Michael played for Phil Jackson, and Michael had Jerry Krause.
Are you really retarded?
So, stopping Rich Paul right there, the typical LeBron fan sob story, it's the king versus the world, LeBron on his own. He has no coach, GM, sidekick, heck, no superstar teammates. The constant LeBron James sob story just comes off as pathetic and whiny, and it's very off-putting. And what does Rich Paul do yet again? The media hates LeBron James, it's so negative, so against him, everyone hates LeBron. This right here is the epitome of being a diva. LeBron James, the media, yes, he has critics. His biggest critic being Skip Bayless back in the early 2010s. But now look at the NBA media. How many guys hate LeBron, bash him on a regular basis? It's few and far between. The guys who ride LeBron James, prop him up, that number is greater than ever. Guys like Nick Wright, Shannon Sharp, Colin Cowherd, Broussard, Perkins, the number of LeBron supporters in the media, it's bigger than ever. And compared to LeBron haters, they outnumber them probably 10-1. And still LeBron James, he's the victim. Rich Paul is crying and whining on his behalf.
I can't take it anymore.
And looking at Paul's second comment, well, Jordan, he had Dean Smith, Phil Jackson, Jerry Krause. Yes, Rich Paul, we know. But again, using context. 1991, who was Phil Jackson? A second-year head coach who was unproven. Why Phil became Phil was in large part due to Jordan. If he jumped ship, never came back to 93, Phil Jackson isn't Phil Jackson. If LeBron in 2014 stays in South Beach, they retool, restack, another great roster, Eric Spoelstra might have 3, 4, even 5 championships. And at that point, Spoelstra, one of the all-time greatest coaches, even though right now, he already is. And look at someone like Dean Smith. I guess now it's Michael Jordan's fault he went to college, went to UNC, spent 3 years learning basketball. I mean, LeBron James could have gone to college, but he didn't want to. Whose fault is that? Are you guys seeing the strategy right here? Michael Jordan's being penalized retroactively for his career, his choices, his correct choices. Going to UNC, a phenomenal choice. And embracing Phil's system, winning 6 championships, another phenomenal choice. But now Jordan, 35 years later, gets penalized for one, being coachable and embracing great basketball minds.
If I may also just follow up on what I think is kind of a subtext of what he's saying as well, that also dovetails into what a lot of media members have said about LeBron's business strategy as a player in this league, is that he runs the team that he's on, that he makes the decisions about roster and he makes decisions about coaches, and I would love to put that in front of you and how you would respond to that.
And that's false.
So that right there is our last clip, and Rich Paul right here doing absolutely terrible PR that nobody's buying. Saying LeBron James is some innocent player, just plays basketball, clocks in, clocks out, that's never been true. Just as last year LeBron James had the team draft his son. If that wasn't bad enough, who'd they hire as the head coach? LeBron's former podcast buddy, J.J. Redick. At this
man, I ain't gonna lie, that is facts, bro. You cannot say that LeBron you can't say LeBron don't have some type of control over who he play with. He dead ass did get his own son to play on the same team as him. And J.J. Redick, to do what he was on the podcast with. They was discussing basketball. I guess LeBron liked what he's seen and how much knowledge J.J. Redick has. And it's not just a coincidence that J.J. Redick just became the head coach. You feel me? Like, come on now, let's be for real, gang. We all know what really went down. But yeah, let's get back to it, though.
In 2025, if you think LeBron James doesn't have input on rosters, trades, the overall direction of the franchise, you're a complete and utter moron. Rich Paul running PR for LeBron James is being so transparent. In the long run, it actually hurts LeBron James. Because Rich Paul, the individual, is completely unlikable. As you watch the full interview, it's tons of word salad, tons of spin, and just a lot of narratives. Honestly, Rich Paul will make a great politician. It's all fluff, all talk, no substance. Like we see time and time again, the entire LeBron GOAT case, or the entirety of Clutch Sports, is a house of cards. As always, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you next.
Yeah, man, y'all let me know y'all thoughts on that video, man. But Buddy, I think at least his name, Rich Paul, the only point that he made, literally the only point that he made, that kind of made a little bit, like I could see his argument. Damn, I'm lying. I'm lying. I was see, man. I'm trying to think about what the hell I agreed with him with. I'm literally sitting there trying to think. Yeah, I don't know. Bro was just talking a whole bunch of nonsense. I can't even figure out y'all. I don't know. Y'all let me know what y'all think though, man. But I'm gonna catch y'all in the next one, man. Make sure y'all like the video, man. It's free 99. It's free 99. You feel me? I'm gonna get y'all in the next one though. Peace.